Hi, friends. I'm Miss Cindy here as your visitor teller of tales, and I have a special book to share with you today. It's some familiar characters, the Berenstain Bears. I bet everybody knows them. This story is the Berenstain Bears love their neighbors, and the author is Jan and Stan. No, this is written by Jan and Mike Berenstain, and it is illustrated by the Berenstains also. They do the pictures and the words. You can see from the picture here. I hope some of you have just finished doing something nice for your mother and helping around the house. And this story is about the Berenstain Bears helping out neighbors and how important that is. So not only to help out around your house, but around the neighborhood as well. So this is a picture of the Berenstain Bears and what their neighborhood looks like. And here's the Bear family. And the Bear family was quite proud of their handsome treehouse home, and they worked hard to keep it neat and tidy. The trim was freshly painted, the front steps were swept and scrubbed, and the windows were washed. The lawn was mowed, and the flower beds were weeded. Even the leaves of the trees were trimmed carefully to keep them neat and trimmed and clipped. So they just have a busy time keeping their house clean. And in their neighborhood, most of their other neighbors took good care of their homes as well. The pandas, and that's these up here, the pandas across the street were even bigger neatniks than the bears were. It seemed they were always hard at work sweeping and cleaning. And down here, Farmer Bear's farm, which was just down the road, was always an apple pie order too. Even his chicken coop was as neat as a pin. A place for everything and everything in its place. That's my motto, says Farmer Ben. And then here, the Bear family had a few neighbors whose houses were positively fancy. Houses were big and fancy, like Mayor Honeypots. Here he is. He is the bear that rode around Beartown in his long lavender, I hope you can see it here, lavender limousine. His house was 3 stories high and built of brick. It had big brass knockers on the door and statues of flamingos in the yard. There it is. Even more impressive was the mansion of Squire Grizzly. He was the richest bear in all Bear County. It stood on a hill surrounded by acres of lawn and gardens. Dozens of servants and gardeners took care of the place. The Bear family was proud of their neighborhood, and they got along great with all their neighbors. Well, except for the Bog brothers. Now, take a look at their house and their yard. Well, the Bog brothers lived in a rundown old shack not far from the Bear family's treehouse. But what a difference. Their roof was caving in. Can you see the caving in roof? The whole place leaned to one side. There was junk all over the yard. Chickens and dogs and cats were everywhere. A big pig wallowed in the mud out back. And everyone said, those Bog brothers, Mama would say whenever she saw them, they're a disgrace to the neighborhood. Yes, agreed Papa, they certainly are a problem. Well, look at them. Here's Mama Bear and Papa over here and their neat house, and this is what the Bog family looked like. Well, one bright spring morning, the Bear family was working outside and cleaning up and fixing up when the Bog brothers came along. They were driving their broken down old jalopy, and it made a terrific clanging sound. As they drove past the tree house, one of the Bog brothers spit out of the car. It almost hit the Bear family's mailbox. Oh my goodness, look at this. Mama is just mad. Really, said Mama, shocked. Those Bog brothers are just a disgrace. I agree, said Papa, getting the mail out of the mailbox. I'm afraid they're not very good neighbors to us. Well, Papa found in the mailbox, he saw a big yellow flyer. It was all rolled up, and when he opened it and showed it to the rest of the family, it says, "Come one, come all, to the Big Bear Town Festival. Help celebrate wonderful neighborhood games, rides, contests, prizes, fireworks, Saturday 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Horace J. Honeypot, Mayor." Oh, look how happy they are. "Oh boy," said sister and brother, "it's like a big block party. Can we go?" "Well, it certainly sounds like fun," said Mama. "What do you think, Papa?" "Well, everyone in town will be there," said Papa. "We ought to go too." "Yay!" cried the kids. So on Saturday morning, they all piled into the car, and they had a picnic basket and folding chairs, and they were looking forward to a day of fun and excitement. But as they drove along, their car began to make a funny sound. It started out as a pocketa, 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 but very soon it developed into a pocketa wheeze, pocketa wheeze, pocketa wheeze. Uh-oh, something is going wrong, isn't it? Well, as you guessed it, "Oh dear," said Mama, "what is that awful sound the car is making?" Well, just then the car made an even worse sound, a loud clunk. It came to a sudden halt, and the radiator cap blew off. They all climbed out, and Papa opened up the hood. Oh my, look, with all the steam rolling out. "I guess it's overheated," said Papa, waving at the cloud of steam with his hat. "Oh no," said Sister. "How are we ever going to get to the Beartown Festival?" "Well, maybe someone will come along and stop and give us a hand," said Papa hopefully. "Look, here comes a car now. Let's all wave and maybe they will stop." So that's what they did. Well, this was the Mayor and Mrs. Honeypot in their long lavender limousine. They were on their way to the festival too. Their car slowed down, but it didn't stop. The Mayor leaned his head out of the window and he said, "Sorry, we can't stop," he said. We're late already. I'm master of ceremonies today, and I've got to be there on time. I'm sure someone will stop to help you." And he pulled away with a squeal of tires. Said Papa. "Maybe someone else will come along." Well, here comes another car. Well, soon another car came along, and it was Squire and Lady Grizzly being driven to the festival in their big black Grizzly Royce car. They slowed down too. Lady Grizzly rolled down her window. "I'm afraid we can't stop," she said. "We don't have time. I'm a judge for the flower arranging contest. We simply must hurry." And with that, they pulled away. So 2 cars came by, not help it them. They weren't very good neighbors, were they? So here we are. They're waiting and waiting and waiting. "Maybe no one is going to stop," said Sister. "Maybe we're never going to get to the festival." "One of our neighbors is sure to stop and help us," said Mama. "After all, that's what neighbors are for, to help each other. Yeah, said Brother, but do they know that? Well, a cloud of dust appeared on down the road. Here comes someone now, Sister said eagerly. The dust cloud drew closer, and they could hear a clackety racket getting louder. Uh-oh, said Papa, shading his eyes and peering down the road. If that's who I think it is, well, it was. It was the Bog Brothers. They came clanking up in their rickety old jalopy and screeched to a halt. Well, first one and then another of the Bog Brothers came climbing on out of their car. Now, isn't that interesting? Who would come to help? Howdy, said the first Bog Brother. Hello there, said Papa. I'm Lim, said the first Bog Brother. I can see you're having some trouble with your vehicle. Well, yes, we are, said Papa. Maybe we can give you a hand, said Lim. That would be very neighborly of you, said Papa. Hey, Clem, hey, Shem, called Lim. Get out the rope. The other two Bog Brothers rooted around in the back of the jalopy and came out with a length of rope. They hitched it to the back bumper of their car and to the front bumper of the bear's car and pulled them, got them back on the road and pulled them forward. All aboard, said Lim, and the Bear family climbed hastily back into their car. The Bog Brothers pulled away, towing the Bear's car behind them. Well, so where are they taking us? Asked Mama. Papa shrugged. I don't know, but at least we're moving. Brother and Sister hoped the Bog Brothers wouldn't be taking them down to their old shack. They didn't want to meet that big pig. Nope, they pulled into a run-down old filling station that says Zeke's. Someone who looked like an older version of the Bog Brothers came out. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Well, hello, Uncle Zeke, said Lim. Hello, nephew, said Uncle Zeke. What can I do ye for? These good poor folks broke down their car on the road. You reckon you can fix 'em up? Well, let's take a look, said Uncle Zeke. Well, he looked under the car's hood, and he banged and he clanged around and came up with a link of burst hose. Radiator hose, he said, busted clean open. I should have another one of them around here somewheres. So Uncle Zeke rummaged around behind the filling station and soon came back with a radiator hose. He banged and clanged under the hood and for a few more minutes, and guess what? There, he said, wiping his hands, good as new. We'll top off the radiator and you folks can be on your way. Well, thank you very much, said Papa, relieved. He shook hands with Uncle Zeke and the Bog Brothers. Thank you, said Mama, Brother, and Sister. Honey Bear waved. How much do we owe you? Asked Papa, reaching for his wallet. Nothing, said Lim. This one's on us. After all, we're neighbors. Okay? Well, that's right, said Mama with a big gulp. We are. In fact, how would you neighbors like to come over to our house for dinner next week? Papa, Brother, and Sister all stared at Mama with their mouths open. Look at them. They are surprised that she would invite them. Well, that's right, neighborly of you, said Lim. Don't mind if we do. Shem's cooking has been getting a bit tiresome. Too much possum stew. We were on our way to the Big Bear Town Festival, said Papa. Would you like to join us? Sure would, said Lim. We ain't been to a big shindig in some time. Not since Grandpa's 90th birthday party. So the Bear family drove to Beartown with the Bog Brothers and Uncle Zeke, all going to the festival. Well, look at the festival. Oh, my goodness. They were a little bit late, but they hadn't missed much, just Mayor Honeypot's welcoming speech, and they all joined in the games and the rides and the contest. Oh, they even had a Ferris wheel. How exciting. Big moon rocket, got music, all kinds of tents and games and stuff, fireworks. When it was time for the fireworks, the Bog Brothers livened things up with some music of their own, and here they are playing music. What a nice festival they had. The next week, the Bog Brothers came over to the Bears' treehouse for dinner. They wore their very best clothes and got all spruced up for the occasion. They even brought a housewarming gift, a big pot of possum stew, Shim's specialty. It was delicious. That's the lesson is the important thing is to help your neighbors just like you help her out around the house. Hope you did that this weekend to help out Mom around the house during Mother's Day, but always help your neighbors too because you never know when you need their help. Hope you've enjoyed our story with the Berenstain Bears.